Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Does anybody know about the mass shooting that ended up happening in Michigan? Well, there's a reason why that actually ended up happening. You know, it always seems that this stuff can be prevented, and of course, it's going to be led down to either. My apologies. It's either down to the government. I would say, being a failure and letting it happen, or it's due to democratic rule. Either way, it's not good. Well, we're going to go to exactly what I'm talking about here, and it will go with this. Prosecutor allowed MSU shooter to own a gun after softening charges in the name of racial equity. Yeah, that's right. Let me hear it one more time. Straight from the heart. Prosecutor allowed MSU shooter to own a gun after softening charges in the name of racial equity. And there you have it. You have the exact reason onto why this happened. Let's read, shall we? Had a progressive prosecutor not dismissed felony charges against the Michigan State University shooter, he would have been barred from owning a firearm at the time of the killings this week. In August 2021, Ingham County prosecutor Carol Siemon made her official policy to drop mandatory prison sentences for felony firearm charges. According to Washington Free Beacon, this specific soft-on crime approach allowed the MSU killer, we would not print his name, to own a gun and shoot up a university, leaving 3 dead and 5 wounded. Good job, Carol Siemon. So not only did you automatically cause a person to die, 3 people to die, and 3 people to get wounded, you caused mass shootings. Good job on that. Siemon ended mandatory sentencing to felony firearm charges in the name of racial equity. She argued the sentencing enhancement led to dramatic racial inequity and means unfair to black felons like the killer. The shooter was charged in 2019 with illegally carrying a concealed handgun without a permit, but later had those charges dismissed by the office of Ingham County prosecutor Carol Siemon, reports the Free Beacon. Siemon's office allowed the government to plead guilty to a lesser misdemeanor gun charge for which he served just over a year on probation. He initially faced up to 5 years in prison for the felony charge, a sentencing that would have kept him in prison to this day. The gunman who killed three and wounded 5 others at Michigan State University on Monday would have been barred from owning a firearm at the time of the shooting had he not had felony gun charges dismissed by a progressive prosecutor, writes the Free Beacon. So while the media, and particularly Joe Scarborough, blame Republicans for each deadly shooting, including this one, what happened at MSU falls strictly on the shoulders of the other side. In fact, the prosecutor is part of George Soros' vast public safety network. Carol Siemon has also backed other progressive prosecutors who support lessening charges in the name of racial equity. As a prosecutor, Carol Siemon sought to not to protect the community, but to weaponize the racial reckoning for her political advantage. Of course, the plan backfired. Siemon retired from the prosecutor's office at the start of 2023 amidst criticism from judges and law enforcement officials for her counterproductive crime policies. Oh, who would have bloody thought? Her successor, John Duane, has since denounced her lax approach to felony firearm charges. The MSU shooter would not have been able to illegally purchase, own, or possess a firearm if he had been convicted of carrying a concealed weapon, accurately said Duane. Conclusion: do not soften charges against violent criminals on the basis of their skin color, and don't elect woke prosecutors with such intentions. So there you have it. And we're going to go directly into this thing here, because we'll see what we're talking about. Literally, this is what we call cancer on rye here. So what we would do is that is read this. So it says here, someone made her official policy against August to drop mandatory sentences to felony firearm charges. So, and we'll go over here. Michigan State shooter had prior felony gun charge dismissed by progressive. So we have that, and we see why. So this lady is a person, woke people, is destroying our country, destroying our society, and I think the Michigan people only have themselves to blame. I guess the people that, maybe you might want to not go for race equity. Maybe you just want to, maybe you just should just put people in prison regardless of race. That might be a good idea. Because it seems like this type of practice, these type of laws, are not really working. And in this case, this type of law ended up causing 3 people their lives and 3 others to get wounded. Well, I guess that explains it all. Alright guys, that's it for the video. Like, subscribe, share, and as always, take care. And Owen, maybe vote correctly next time.